I don't want any of you to stop dreaming. I don't want any of you to stop believing in America. I want you to believe in America and continue to believe in the Constitution and believe in our elected officials most of all. Thank you, guys, and thank you.
I want to talk about trying to keep up with these, what do they call them? Trumpcrashians. It's a crazy show. And I think everybody should tune in like I do every week because, wow, it's wildly entertaining. But this week, oh my, mwah.
TeamHerschel.com, TeamHerschel.com, TeamHerschel.com,
TeamHerschel.com, TeamHerschel.com, TeamHerschel.com, TeamHerschel.com, TeamHerschel.com, TeamHerschel.com, TeamHerschel.com, TeamHerschel.com,
TeamHerschel.com, 20, 21, 22, 33, 34, 35. Oh,
Lindsey Graham is such a wiener. He just wants to attach himself to whatever, cool senator there was. When it was John McCain, he was John McCain's little shadow. It was adorable. Now, he thought he could get himself a black man. Might help him get reelected. How'd that work out, Lindsey? Here's a question. What do Lindsey Graham and Eric Trump have in common? Can you guess?
Tom Brady always fought and played for his team. My father's playing for Team America. My father won the primaries, right? My father fought for this country. My father gets out there, we're gonna build a wall. People are like, what? My father turned down any kind of salary. My father cleared most of the rhinos out. My father changed the African American. My father will win. My father laughed. My father fought his ass off every single day.
It's that they're both just so darn thirsty. Mike Pence trying to hedge his bets as well. He actually thinks he might have a chance of being on the ticket in the next election. How adorable.
President Trump was wrong to give a white nationalist, an anti-Semite, and a Holocaust denier a seat at the table. And I think he should apologize for it, and he should denounce those individuals and their hateful rhetoric without qualification. With that being said, as I point out in the book as well, I don't believe Donald Trump is an anti-Semite. I don't believe he's a racist or a bigot. I would not have been his vice president if he was.
Let's just ignore what happened in Charleston and the dozens and dozens of times he sent the National Guard to attack peaceful Black Lives Matter protesters. But he's not a racist.
I was never asked very often by the Herschel Walker campaign to come speak at any of his campaign events. They only asked me to come to maybe two or three in my own district when he was campaigning all over the state running for Senate. But they only asked me a couple of times in my own district, which I find extremely insulting.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're just like Eric and Lindsey. You're just so thirsty. You're just too damn thirsty, girl.
Let me just say something respectfully to the 49 Republican senators. Where were most of you? Why weren't you in Georgia? Few of them were, but they all should have been.
Yeah, because that was the problem. We didn't have enough senators in Georgia. Trying to make sure that Herschel didn't say anything on Fox News. Trying to totally occupy each event because, God forbid, the man get the microphone. No. It was open mic night at the OK Corral for the last month in Georgia. And my oh my, watch this man shoot himself in the foot.
This is the year of the Georgia Bulldog, and there's no bigger Georgia Bulldog than Herschel Walker. I want every liberal to be miserable come election night. TeamHerschel.com. If you will give to TeamHerschel.com right now tonight, I will do 50 push-ups on your show.
This man will change the Republican Party.
You're going to win this race. TeamHerschel.com.
So, TeamHerschel.com if you want to
go to TeamHerschel.com.
But I want to say one thing.
My goodness, why are these people so damn thirsty?
I think Republicans have been unwilling, for whatever reason, reluctant, resistant to voting early and voting by mail.
The RNC is done, y'all. It's the Trump party now.
You know, the RNC builds the road and the cars drive on it. That's the candidates. We don't pick the cars, the voters do.
So
but you need both to get to your destination. But I think the RNC has built an incredible road.
So to your point, that you build the road, you don't pick the cars. Did you get the cars that you wanted?
The voters chose the cars.
And don't try to tell me these were the people's picks. These are the picks that y'all funded. These are the picks that y'all wanted. These are Trump's picks. And so are you, girl.
Stupid people.
Meanwhile, Fox News has decided to completely cut Trump loose because clearly he's not going to be able to bring him to power again. Because just like so many other Republicans I know, pure political calculus. That's all they care about.
You ever watch a stupid movie late at night hoping it's going to get better, don't get better, but you keep watching it anyway? Because the other night I was watching this movie. I was watching this movie called Freak Night, or some kind of night, but it was about vampires. I don't know if you know vampires are cool people, are they not? But I'm going to tell you something that I found out. A werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that? I never knew that, so I didn't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf.
There's a lot at stake here. It's more than just the balance of power in the Senate. It's about the state of the Republican Party and Trump's role in it. He seems to be losing what used to be his iron grip on the GOP. He still has a hard core of supporters who will follow him regardless. But many of the 74 million people who voted for him in 2020 have been turned off.
If Trump showed even a glimmer of winning ability, Fox News will be back in a moment.
We need to not just compete for votes, for ballots. We need to compete for ballots. If we don't bank ballots early, we're going to keep losing.
But we didn't.
But we didn't.
But we didn't do it in 2020 because everyone said don't vote early because that's corrupt.
Not everyone.
Well, a lot of people did at the very top of the Republican Party.
Yes,
you didn't.
People did.
Gosh, if only we had more early voting and mail-in voting. I can't imagine why we don't have more people voting early and getting in the polls and getting those ballots to the ballot box. Boy, you could have done that for weeks and weeks and weeks. I wonder why they didn't do that. It's a conundrum wrapped inside of a riddle, wrapped inside of Pandora's box, y'all. Probably shouldn't have opened it. Am I mixing metaphors?
This is what we expected, and look, the Senate Democrats, I would argue, did a much better job, and they got the early vote out. We felt this coming. To me, it never felt like the Senate Republicans wanted this guy in office. He was a Trump pick. They didn't like that. There wasn't the intensity on the part of the Republicans as there was on the part of the Democrats. I felt it, you felt it, but we don't change anything. We have the same people in place in leadership, same people in place apparently at the RNC. Perhaps that's not changing. We just keep doing the same thing over and over again. I'm pissed tonight, frankly.
Laura Ingraham just can't imagine, really, how any of this happened. She's very upset. And of course, they're going to blame everybody but Trump. When push comes to shove, they love him.
I am 100% running for the RNC chairman against Ronna McDaniel. 100%. I'm all in, Steve. And one of the things that one of the big donors said to me, he said, Mike, everybody wants you to be head of the RNC. Some of them just don't know it yet.
The Republican Party is done, yo. Don't believe me?
Former President Donald Trump wrote on his social media platform this weekend, he says, quote, do you throw the presidential election results of 2020 out and declare the rightful winner, or do you have a new election? A massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution, unquote.
And they're gonna be done, as long as Trump is in charge. Y'all are all his plebes, if you support him. But y'all just keep on keeping on. I know you will. I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal.
And if you think you're relieved, imagine how relieved Herschel Walker is. He just narrowly avoided a 6-year-long pop quiz he did not study for.